Hello, everyone. Thank you for checking in with me again. We're going to do a Facebook tutorial. I may speak in this accent, I might change it. So today, greetings. Today we are going to do a quick webinar. I can't do the accent. We're going to do a quick webinar, and I'm going to show you 9 ways that features really, of Facebook Insights that you can use to grow your blog traffic, okay? This is going to be exciting, especially if you haven't gotten into Facebook Insights yet. By the way, I'm Regina. If you don't know that, I blog over at byregina.com, byregina.com. So anyway, so we're going to get started. The first thing that we shall do, well, I shall screen share, and then we're going to get into Facebook Insights. We're going to log in, and I'll show you how we're going to kind of conduct the webinar. I would say it's not a bad idea to take notes, and I will try and draw attention to the 9 points and basically the features and their benefits, so you can maybe write those down and get back to them later when you're going through this for yourself. So the first thing you want to do is get into your Facebook page, and you can just do this later. You can take notes now. If you've never been to Insights before, this is like Facebook's built-in analytics feature. So once you're on your page, you can come here and click on Insights. And there's such a wealth of information in here, but let's go through some of the most important things, okay? So number 1, the first thing I want you to check out as a great feature to help you grow your blog is called Pages to Watch. So when you're in your overview of your Insights, if you roll down a little bit, you will see this feature. And if you don't already have pages in here, you can add pages. If you do, then you already kind of know what this is. But basically, this is a feature that allows you to, quote unquote, watch similar pages. The benefit here is that you're able to see not only how their likes and everything are doing, but you can also see kind of their habits. How many posts did they do this week? What's the engagement like? And then what you'll notice is that when you log into Facebook, it'll often tell you in the sidebar, like, Wife Mom Superwoman has a post that is doing really well this week. Click here to see what it is. And it can kind of just keep you fresh on what other people in your industry are doing. So I always recommend watching a few blog pages that are in your industry and ones that are kind of out of your industry but are still creative. So for example, I might watch the most awesome Jessica Says. I might watch her page. Somebody like Holly Marie Designs, so a designer, and Olivia Media. I like her so much. I might watch her page. But yeah, so watch people in industry and out of industry. And again, the benefit here is just seeing what other people are doing, seeing what people are doing that's effective, and then also just staying up on new trends in the industry, any helpful posts that they put out. It's just really helpful to see, are the things that they're doing, the amounts of time that they're posting and things like that, the types of things that they're posting, are those effective? Do you see growth with their pages? And if you do, you can know, maybe that's something I want to apply to my own industry or to my blog or Facebook page in a unique way, okay? So number 1 is the Pages to Watch feature. Add a few pages when you're first getting started with Facebook, just so that you can get used to what other people are doing. So I know a lot of times it can be scary. What should I post? All of that. It's a great idea to watch some other pages that you think are effective, okay? So that's just a very, very basic feature with a really cool benefit for your blog. Number 2 is you can actually find out when your specific audience is online. You know how internet marketers will tell you, post on Facebook between this time and that time, and they'll tell you what days are best to post and all of that. Well, you can find out for your exact audience when you should be posting. So what you would want to do is click on the Post tab here, and what you'll see is of your audience, how many of them are online on all the different days, or on Facebook rather, on all the different days. So you can see for my audience, the highest days are Tuesday and Wednesdays, but all of the days of the week are pretty similar. Translation, people are on Facebook all the time, right? Now, when it gets to times, this is really interesting. You can see here that pretty much the best time for me to post is anywhere between 10 a.m. and almost 10 p.m., right? It's pretty much the same for me. And so you can kind of take that take notes about what's most effective. And instead of posting exactly when some internet marketer who has a completely different audience tells you, you can post when you know your exact audience is going to be online, okay? And I've tried out different things. I've posted at anywhere from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. And one of my most popular posts last week was one that I did really late at night. So you don't have to always pay attention to the rules, right? There are no rules. That's my favorite saying in social media. There are no rules, okay? So again, the benefit is you're finding out your exact audience, okay? So next feature, so that was when is your audience online? You can find out the day and the time. Next feature, number 3, you can find out the demographics of people who like your page, okay? So if we click on the People tab, you'll see, and this is just my page as an example, but you'll see for me, 73% of my fans are women, 26% are men. That's only 99%. I guess the other 1% are other. But anyway, you have, you're able to see. So for me, the majority of my likes are from women. So it's really good to know. And not only that, but you can roll down a little bit and you can see the languages people are speaking and the cities that they're in, and then obviously the country that they're in. So that can kind of help you know where are your fans coming from, should I run any special promotions, et cetera, et cetera. Then it also breaks down age, okay? Another demographic that we break down. So I can tell that the majority of people who like my page are in my age range, the 25 to 34 age range. And you can kind of see the breakdown after that, right? So that's really helpful to just know who you're talking to, who's liking your page rather. Okay, so that's the third thing. Who is liking your page, the demographics of people liking your page. The benefit of that is you know where it's most effective to spend ad money if you want to spend ad money on Facebook or on other platforms. You also know who you're talking to, who you can potentially reach through your page, right? Just knowing the demographics. Another thing you can do is, so number 4, you can figure out the demographics of people that your posts actually reach. So just because I set out a post unto the world, it doesn't necessarily mean that every single fan of mine is going to actually see it. So I can also now see the breakdown of people who I'm reaching, okay? So you notice that I'm reaching 61% of women now and 37% men with my posts. So that's very interesting because it's letting me know that I am actually reaching more men percentage-wise than just the ones that like my page. Like if I went by this breakdown only, I would think, man, you know, only women are liking me or whatever it may be. Anyway, so this is who my posts are reaching. And you can do the same thing. You can check out countries, cities, language, all of that stuff, and then look at the age breakdown, okay? So that's really helpful because again, now you're seeing not only who is liking your page, which is useful information, but this is like a second level of useful information, who is actually seeing your posts. All right. So then number 5 is like this third next level of information, which is the demographic of people who are engaged with your post. And now you'll see a huge skew, 90% women, 10% men. And when we say engaged, this means people who are clicking on links, people who are, you know, viewing, commenting, all of that stuff on your post. So this is pretty much, these are your most engaged, most active, quote unquote, fans, if you will, okay? So you'll see a huge population of 25 to 34, a really decent population here of 35 to 44. And so this is really great for you because you know who is most likely to, number 1, buy from you, most likely to really read your content, and who's most likely to comment and give you feedback. So this is helpful. Know who you're talking to. I'm talking to 90% women. Most of them are between the age of 25 and 44, okay? And then again, country, city, language, right? So now we know pretty much everything there is to know, well, I won't say that, but a lot about our audience, okay? So the next thing that we want to do, want to check out, number 6, you can find out the effectiveness, of different post types, okay? So I'm going to click on this post tab, and keep in mind, guys, if you have questions while I'm talking, completely feel free to use the built-in question feature there on the Hangout on air. If you're watching this afterwards, obviously you can't use that feature, so just tweet me. But if you're watching this live now, you can leave some questions for me, okay? So anyway, so if you head to your post tab again, and then instead of checking out when our fans are online, if we click on actually post types this time, This is going to give us, honestly, some of the most valuable information there is, okay? So you may have heard, just with the changes in Facebook algorithms and all of those things, that Facebook likes it when you use their built-in link feature to create a link to your blog, and I'll show you what that looks like. So we're on Jessica Says page. So this is the built-in link feature with Facebook. When you're actually constructing a post, well, I'll show you that in a second, but when you're actually constructing a post, you're pasting in a link tab, and it will pull an image from your post and kind of drop it in here like this. So you can write your description, and it's going to pull one of the images, okay? Now, a difference would be if you decided to upload an image as the main thing and then add text and just allow the link to be part of the text, okay? So this is an image with a link, and this is a built-in link. I'll show you how to create those really quickly. So if I were on my page and I was creating a post, what you might do is instead of just typing in something with a link, what you would do to create that photo we just saw is actually upload a photo, and then in the actual status of your thing, you would include the web address here. Okay, so that would create the second type of link that we saw. Do the built-in link feature, what I could do is type in a link and in my description, or you can paste this in, obviously. And what Facebook does when you type in links is it naturally will pull up this. It'll pull up something from the page that you have typed about. So then if I posted this right now, and keep in mind, once you've typed in the URL, you can erase it, and this will still stay here. People will still be able to get this link. So once you've done that and you post that, this would be the built-in link feature that we see here, okay? So back to what we were doing in Insights. If you are on the post feature or the post tab and you're looking at post types, you're able to see for your exact audience, not what marketers tell you, but for your exact audience, what is more effective. And so every time I post a link to my site, I opt to do a photo with the link as a part of the text. I try it both ways just to see what's most effective, but in general, you can see that the reach when I do photos is way greater than the reach when I do the built-in link feature, okay? And you can, if you scroll down, you can look at all of your published posts and see the difference. So you'll notice that this is one I posted late at night. So I was at 8:30, I posted this, and it was a photo with a link to an article on my site. And you can see that the engagement on this was way higher than a lot of these other posts that you're seeing. Okay, so that is something to keep in mind. Adding a photo, I think, is really human friendly because it makes the photo the big part. It makes it visual. So just keep in mind that you want to try, kind of see what works best, and it might change over time. That's number 6, the effectiveness of post types. And remember, the notes here are try it both ways, try it with links, try it with photos, and then look at what works for your exact audience, what's most engaging for your audience, okay? Number 7 is external referrers. You can check out how people are being referred to your site, which is really, really cool because it allows you to see where people are coming from in your how people are landing on your page. And I'm totally in the wrong section, so give me a second, you guys. So, oh, I'm sorry. Is going to be so, and I'll get to the other one in a second, but where your likes come from. So this is helpful because I'm able to see that a lot of my likes, so the blue, are coming from people who are on my page. You can see how many are coming from mobile, and you can also see as purple here in my example, how many are coming from posts. And what I can do is if I actually roll over, I can see that, for example, on October 17th, 1 like came from a post, and I can go see what I posted that day that caused an extra like. Same thing on October 28th. For the majority of my likes, they come from people who've landed on my page somehow. But for you, you can just check out on different dates what is causing these likes to happen. So This is helpful, obviously, because if you find that something's more effective, like certain types of posts that you make are getting shared a lot and it's causing extra likes without you having to spend a budget, that's really, really helpful for you to know. So always kind of check out, maybe monthly or more frequently, check out where your likes are coming from. Okay, so that's super helpful. Then let us look at the visits tab. Okay, this is really helpful. So number 8, I guess we're on now. This is visit location. Online, or that are in their timeline, seeing my page on the timeline. These are the people who check out my info tab. Go to my an example, I'm on Fashiony Fab's website. So what she could do, she could check out which one of these is most is getting the most people, right? So if you look at your page and tab visits and you notice that purple is relatively low, or for example with me, MailChimp is just non-existent. So no one really comes to my page and clicks on my MailChimp. So I might switch this app out for something else. Maybe people will click on my Pinterest more. So you can only show 3 here. So you want to pick the most effective 3 that keep people on your page and help people find out more about your brand. So always just check out what pages and tabs people are visiting the most. And then number 9 is external referrers, okay? So what this means is I'm just able to see where are most people coming from to get to my page. So you can see this blue is most people are coming from my blog, and that's how they're getting to my Facebook page. But I find out something interesting when I look at this. So a lot of my extra visits are coming from theblogloft.com, which is a site run by one of my friends, Margot. You should definitely check it out. So that's great. I didn't even know she had linked to my Facebook page, so I can go check that out. You can also see that I'm getting some natural Google search traffic that's coming to my page, right? So that's very helpful. So you're always going to want to figure out what your external referrers are, how people are getting to your page. So the why behind that is you're able to see what's most effective of driving people to your Facebook, and you know, what's going to cause, I guess, probably the most interactions, or what's giving you the most benefit, I guess, is the best way to say that. So, and then like you saw, you'll discover really cool stuff. Like you might, you know, see another blogger or something like that linking to you, and you can go check out what it is that they've been saying, or you can thank them, which would be nice, etc., etc. Okay, so those are just a few ways, or 9 ways actually, exactly, to use Facebook Insights to kind of benefit your brand, or your blog, excuse me. And so now, if you guys have questions, I will be taking questions. And let me just check in on that. And let's see. I don't see any yet. So if you think of something afterwards, you can totally just tweet me or send me an email. But yeah, so I think it's really important. And if I were setting up a strategy, what I would do is probably once a week or more, if it gets that, but at least once a week, I would log into Facebook Insights and look at those 9 things. I know it's a lot, but it can be very helpful, because keep in mind, Facebook can be a huge traffic driver to your site. A wonderful way to grow your blog. And I think that you'll also find that people who come off of Facebook, people who are really engaged with your brand, like how we saw, you know, your likes versus the people you're reaching versus the people that are engaged. When you're able to really target those people who are engaged, I think you'll see a lot more sales coming off of your blog if you stuff from your blog, services, products, etc., etc. And you'll find that those are the people who are most likely to click through to your blog, read, be most engaged with your post, and also share your posts. So I think paying attention to who's loving you on Facebook has a direct correlation and benefit to your blog. So keep in mind, again, number 1, pages to watch. Number 2, when your audience is online. 3, the demographics of people who like your page. 4, the demographics of people your posts actually reach. Number 5 was the demographics of people who are engaged with your posts. And again, that's the likes and the comments and shares. Number 6 was the effectiveness of different post types. So see which posts are working best for your audience. And that's going to be the posts that get the most reach usually and the most engagement. And then number 7, I think I'm on, was the visit locations. So you're going to see where your visits are, where they're landing on your site, on your Facebook page. 8, where are your likes coming from? And then 9, your external referrers. How are people getting to your Facebook page? Pay attention to that, because that can also help you know what other sites might help people actually come to your blog, okay? So those are the things that I would pay attention to each week as you're constructing your Facebook strategy. And keep in mind, Facebook Insights is free, so there's no reason to not be using that, okay? So that is my just basic overview of how I would use Facebook Insights and the 9 ways I really think you can, just the features and benefits, if you will, for you as a blogger, okay? So remember, if you have any questions, let me know later. You can tweet or email or whatever me, and I will get to them, okay? Thanks, guys.